All right, this is Mr. Spicer again. This is basic trinomial factoring. This is part 2 of our series in factoring quadratics. We will take a quiz before we start part 3, so be prepared. The quiz will involve GCF factoring, difference of squares, and the basic trinomial factoring. In fact, today's worksheet has all 3 types of factoring in it. All right. All right, so let's get started. So whenever we have basic trinomial factoring, we mean it is a trinomial. A trinomial is a polynomial with 3 terms. This is 1, 2, 3 terms. X squared is one term, 15x is another term, 56 is the third term. So up here, this was a binomial because there's 2 terms. Okay. All right. So, and the trick here is to ask yourself, what times what gives me 56, and the same numbers have to add up to 15. So like 7 times 8 is 56, and 7 plus 8 is 15. So when you factor that, it just looks like this. X, because x times x gives me x squared. And what times what is 56? It's 7 times 8. Okay, 7 times 8 is 56. And then here you have to choose some signs. It's positive. When that's positive, they have to be the same sign. If that is positive, they have to be the same sign. So in other words, it could be minus 7 and minus 8, or it could be plus 7 and plus 8. And you want to result with the middle number of 15, positive 15. So I need a positive 7 and positive 8 to get me the plus 7 and the plus 8. All right. So 7 times 8, positive 7 times positive 8 gives me positive 56. Positive 7 plus positive 8 gives me positive 15. Okay, so you might be wondering, how do I know that? Why is this? The factors of that? Well, if you remember from old Algebra 1, if I multiply this out, x times x is x squared. X times 8 is 8x. And then 7 times x is 7x. And 7 times 8 is 56. And I get the original problem back. Okay, so this is the factored form. All right, so what I'm doing is taking it backwards. So I'm looking for this as an answer, x plus 7 times x plus 8. All right, let's look at the next question. So same idea here. What are the factors of 10 that combine to make negative 11? So here, x and x, right? X times x gives me x squared. And 10 times 1 gives me 10, and 10 plus 1 gives me 11. All right. Now, if I have a positive 1 and positive 10 here, it'll give me the positive 10, but it won't give me the negative 11, because positive 1 plus positive 10 is positive 11. In order for me to get a negative there, I need both of them to be negative. Remember, if that's a positive number at the end, they have to be the same sign. So negative 1 plus negative 10 gives me the negative 11. Also, another way to look at it, if the factor at the end is positive, or the constant at the end is positive, then the factors of that constant must add up to make the middle term. Because in the next example, I have a minus at the end, and that means the factors of the 20 has to subtract to make 1, or subtract to make the middle term. So this is going to be x times x, because x times x is x squared. And what are the factors of 20 that combine to make negative 1? Well, factors of negative 20, I should say. So here it's negative 5 and positive 4. So let's check that out. So negative 5 times positive 4 is negative 20. Negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. Remember, if you don't see a number, it's a 1. So this is the answer to the third example. All right, we've got 3 more examples left. X squared minus 2x minus 80. What are the factors of negative 80 that combine to make negative 2? So x times x gives me the x squared. Negative 80, well, remember, I got to subtract. The factors have to subtract to make the 2. So that's going to be like negative 10, or 10 and 8, right? 10 times 8 is 80. 10 minus 8 is 2. Now the question is, which one gets the negative, which one gets the positive? Well, in order to get a negative in the middle, the bigger factor has to have the same sign as the middle. So negative 10 and positive 8 gives me negative 2. right? Negative 10 plus 8 is negative 2. Negative 10 times 8 is negative 80. So that's the answer there. And going on to the next page. Okay, so here you have a number in the front. This actually makes it much more difficult usually, but one thing I haven't done so far is look for a common factor. So let's see if there's a common factor. In fact, my suggestion was to always look to see if the smallest number goes into all of these, and in fact 5 does. So 5, take the 5 out, so that'll be x squared. Remember, when you take out a 5, you're dividing, so 10 divided by 5 is 2. 40 divided by 5 is 8. And that's what we have. Now, earlier we stopped there, but here we need to check to see if we can factor this trinomial. And in fact, we can. What are the factors in negative 8 that combine to make negative 2, right? Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. So that'll work. So we're going to say x minus 4, x plus 2. Okay, and that is the answer. Make sure you don't drop that common factor of 5 that you took out. That's going to be part of the answer. So this is my answer to this problem. All right, and last example for today. We will be doing these problems next week. All right, let's continue here. So again, check the smallest number, see if it goes into all of them, and in fact it does. All right, take out a 3, so that's going to be x squared plus 11x plus 28. Okay. All right. Now, what are the factors of 28 that combine to make 11? Well, 7 times 4 is 28. 7 plus 4 is 11. There we go. So we say x plus 7, x plus 4. Right? If both of those are positive, it's going to be positive, period. And that's it. Hopefully, this was just a review, that you learned this in Algebra 1. We will be taking a quiz on this. If you have questions, you should ask. You should ask Mrs. Russell. Yes, go bother Mrs. Russell. Or I guess if you're in my class, you should ask me. All right. Have a good day.